Hello, my name is Daniel Parker, and this is the first episode of what I hope will be many more to come. I want to start off this episode by talking a little bit about myself, where I come from, where my views originated, and where I'm at today, and why I decided to do this. First and foremost, I was homeschooled. My parents looked at me and my siblings from a very young age and decided that they wanted to give us more than what the traditional public school system could offer. So from a very young age, I got specialized learning. Yes, I learned the typical things: math, history, science, English. But it also gave me the ability to learn in areas that piqued my interest. So much so that when I reached high school, because, or maybe not because, of a video I accidentally found on the internet and sent to my mom about the 2012 Ron Paul campaign, I was enrolled in the Ron Paul curriculum. There I got to learn about the ideas of free market economics. I got to learn about small government. I got to learn from figures like Thomas Sowell, Murray Rothbard, Ludwig von Mises. I got to learn about a non-interventionist foreign policy. And that helped shape and grow my ideas into what they are today. All that specialized learning made it clear that I wanted to continue with my education. So I went to a local school here in Pennsylvania and got a bachelor's degree after 4 years. It was fantastic. I loved my time. I loved the learning. I loved the combination of combatant ideas and discussion. I loved all of it. And from there, I wanted to learn even more. So I went and I got another 2-year degree, my master's, at Liberty University in public policy. Now, my ideas really became, I would say, more so cemented in during 2020 onward. From the spread of the coronavirus, I saw things that troubled me deeply. I saw civil liberties being put under the gun. I saw the little guy being absolutely stomped by the heavy hand of the government. I saw so many issues that cemented the idea in that we needed to have less government control of the private sector. And going forward, these views are going to be implicit and explicit in how I view the world. I have my own biases, as do you. And I hope you'll realize that as I go through these topics, that I am in fact human. I will have differing opinions than you. And that is all okay. But in the aftermath of the Charlie Kirk shooting, one thing stood out to me. And that thing was, one person can absolutely make a difference. He was a college dropout who managed to turn his little organization into perhaps the greatest young conservative group that this nation's ever seen. And so because of that, I decided to start this. Now, I don't have the big budget. I don't have all the necessary tools, but this is a small step towards something hopefully greater. So, no, I want to talk specifically about the Charlie Kirk shooting, the aftermath, and I want to talk about Section 230. Now, you might go, what the heck is Section 230? And to answer that, we have to go back to 1996. Now, in 1996, there was a Supreme Court case while the internet was still very young. And it ruled that essentially an online platform could be sued based on the content that its users published. And in the wake of that, 2 legislators drafted up what now became known as Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act, which ruled in the exact opposite way and codified it into law that you could not sue an online platform for the content published on it. Now, there are exceptions to that, obviously, and you can probably imagine what they are. But for the vast majority of opinions, no, they don't make the cut. Imagine, if you will, sending your friend a meme on Facebook or Snapchat or Twitter, and Facebook, Snapchat, or Twitter gets sued. Now, this was a threat during the period of the coronavirus. Multiple companies were under threat by the federal government to have their Section 230 status repealed if they did not self-censor enough. And so because of this, they went around and silenced conservative voices, and not even conservative voices, just dissenting voices based on the science and established rules of conduct that were portrayed by the left. But this isn't just a left issue. In the wake of the Charlie Kirk shooting, President Trump, senators like Lindsey Graham, Representative Ro Khanna, who's a Democrat, and legislators across the United States, have been calling to revisit and possibly repeal Section 230. Some of them claiming anti-Semitism as the reason why they would like it repealed. Now, I want you to consider what it means if Section 230 is repealed. Now, what this is an attack on free speech. Whether right or left, Democrat or Republican, it is an authoritarian power play. And using the death of someone who promoted free speech in everything that he did, promoted the exchange of ideas, is honestly cruel and evil. Charlie Kirk would have never wanted something like this to be put in place. His whole platform was free and open debate. And if Section 230 is removed, well, the government isn't silencing you. They're just silencing the platform that hosts you. Even FCC Commissioner Brendan Carr wants it removed. And legislators have admitted that they're willing to work with intelligence agencies to make sure that they can make this happen. Intelligence agencies, right, because they never do anything wrong and always act in the interest of keeping America free and peaceful. They've never been up to anything, ever. So, this is a power play by our government and by our powerful officials that reside within our government. Powerful people do not like to be seen, and they really hate to be criticized. But if Section 230 is removed, this will allow them to effectively silence the criticism. Truthfully, it's a play taken out of the Chinese Communist Party. This is exactly something they would do. You want to criticize us? Cool. We'll silence the platform that hosts your opinion. We don't need to go after you. Because we can't. Because the Constitution bans them from attacking free speech directly. But if they can shut up the company that is allowing you to talk, well, it achieves the same result. So what do you think about this? Go look up Section 230, see the opposing sides, and see how it's oddly somewhat unifying for a lot of our members of Congress to work to repeal this act. Why is that? Aren't these the people we elected to promote the freedom of expression and ideas and to protect the Constitution? Why would they do such a thing? I want you to consider that as we go forward. And with that, that's all I have for today. Take it easy, folks. Christ is King.